Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Unholy Horde playthrough on the channel. Now really quickly, I did just want to note that if you noticed a little bit of a weird droning sound over my voice, that is because I just upgraded my graphics card and also my hard drive, and so I ended up reinstalling Windows entirely, and for some reason it actually messed with one of my audio settings, so it was something like audio focus, I believe is what it's called, and it kind of added this weird staticky sort of a sound over the sound of my voice. So if you were noticing anything weird the last few episodes, that is possibly why. I have now fixed that. But as usual, we are back here in Winchester, and in the last episode, Harold became our new ruler, and we started off his reign, just kind of trying to rebound our army a little bit. Now, I did have a little bit of a thought on what we can do about York. So, York, if we can get over to them, we could actually potentially try to force them into neutrality, and we can use this sudden attack mechanic to actually do that. However, we have to be a direct neighbor of theirs. So I'm thinking we may want to either go for Lincoln, which would probably be my preference, or potentially even Canterbury. Although, because we are selling them swords, I really don't want to do it that way. And also, Lincoln, I think, I guess they're a little bit stronger. That's kind of the issue there. So if we can build up our army, take Lincoln with a sudden attack, and then go and do a sudden attack on York for their neutrality, we can force them to be neutral, and that will completely destroy their kingdom. And that will stop us from having to deal with London as much. I don't know if they will actually hate us for this. Let's actually see. Lincoln, aggression. Looks like it will impact the relation with their king, so Declan, and with direct neighbors. York is not a direct neighbor of London, so maybe it won't count unless it's not just the direct neighbor and it's just neighbors in general. So we will have to consider that. But we need to increase the size of our army first. Right now we have 17 soldiers, and this would be 18 that we'd be fighting against, so I would prefer to have probably, well, what's our average right now? 6. Oops. But we have 6 in average combat skill. So we need to probably push our soldiers to actually train. We're going to set this to 15. We don't have anybody that is 15 yet, but we do have these two that are 10 or higher, and we would actually like them to keep training since we don't have as many soldiers as before. And I think that there is like a limit to how many can actually go here. That's why I've been trying to focus on the lower tier soldiers before. But anyway, so we're going to try to up our warrior count. We don't have any loyalists we can hire right now. We could hire these guys, but we need that fresh start book to actually be done first. So we are basically just going to keep trying to produce our weapons. Let's see what our swords are at, 25 still. That's good. I may just discontinue the axes for the moment, because we have 12, and I think that's more than enough for the moment. We're going to need money so that we can actually kit out all of our soldiers. We need everybody to have a heavy armor for sure. And we're actually going to set this to... We're going to try for 30, because we are going to try to get about 30 soldiers, I think, before we go and attack. We have enough steel. We have enough coal as well. Okay, so yes. We are going to just try and wait until we can get enough mercenaries, and we're going to try and go and attack Lincoln, hopefully in this episode. Now, something I've totally forgotten to do as well, since Harold is now on the training ground, we're actually going to move this over to Galindos, who is the one who is trying to be our commander. He's actually about as good right now as Harold at it. However, he is a dedicated commander, so we want to allow him to get a little bit better at it. We may even put him on scaffolding. I don't think this really matters who actually does it. It just decides who is going to get any potential terror debuffs, but I don't think we need to worry. There's plenty of Cadens here. Yeah, basically everybody's a Caden, so... I mean, obviously we have others, but the composition is pretty good, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Now, I was thinking... I've always been doing the Mask of Shame, but is Imprisonment actually better? some of the onlooking vagabonds might decide to become cutthroats. If a simple vagabond is being punished, they will simply return to being a regular peasant after the punishment. Yeah, it doesn't seem like... Yeah, I guess the only benefit to prisoners, then, is just that you would use them as prison labor in the meantime, but I don't think we're going to do that. Okay, and on one other note, we are 5 experience away from that 15 management, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our Chancellery. And we're going to probably... We'll put it right here because... well, actually, should I move it over so that it's better access to all these buildings and even better access to the road to go down this way? Maybe. Maybe, but we would have to wait until this gets built, or I guess just cancel it. Or we could even put it right here. Is there enough room there for it? I think I already checked this, and yes, okay. I think I did already check that. We'll just move this over here then. And service Chancellery. So we'll get this built, and I think I have this on not build first, okay. We'll set this to build first. We want that to get done, and hopefully Harold will get his 5 extra experience rather quickly. He has a decent amount of inspections to do. We can also take Lana off of some of this other stuff. I think she's on... Yeah, she's actually on more things than Harold. So we can go ahead and put Harold back on some of these. We'll put him back on the hall as well. And... yeah, and the right-click option to move inspectors does not work on the hall for whatever reason. I have no idea why. It's kind of annoying, but that is something you just have to deal with. So I think we will probably... maybe just have Lana... no, because... okay, that's right. There's these 4 that we have disabled, so she's only really working on 8. That's probably fine, then. Now, Galindo's is new, so we haven't actually assigned bodyguards. We're going to go ahead and assign... we'll assign him 2. And I think we have the minimum on, like, 5. Yeah. We'll put that to 5, then. Not making it a priority. Not making this a priority, either. Yeah, just prioritize, pretty much, guarding Harold now. And Radicil, I guess he's too young to actually have bodyguards, which is kind of actually a little strange art. I don't even know if kids are able to be abducted in this game. I know you can have, lords get abducted. I don't know if that actually works on children. I'm guessing not, but if so, then that kind of sucks that you can't actually put bodyguards on them. Okay, so we do have another peasant that we can hire, and we also have a Caden here now. We're well over that 2,000 gold that I am trying to keep, so actually, I don't really mind actually just paying for this guy right now. He's very strong, and we could definitely use him. I almost want to hire this guy, too, just to have a second commander in case we do need that. I would prefer not to send Lana. Yeah, because if she ends up getting killed, then we absolutely cannot have other children. I would like Harold to potentially have a couple of kids if necessary, just in case the first one dies and in case this series continues on, because it is already day 53. So if it keeps going, then we're going to want a true heir and everything. And not only that, but once they become of age, we can use them as potentially another commander and all that stuff. So I would like to get another commander. I just don't know. 45 minus that 30%. So that's what? Should be about 32. I guess we'll see, but it should be about only 32 in taxes, which is actually really, really good. And he's very strong as well, so that would be very useful. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. We are making good money from these swords as well. Did we already get the money from it for today? I'm actually not sure. Okay, just looking at it, it does seem that we already got our money from those swords. So we have another 5 that are already in the weapon forge here, so we have enough for tomorrow's trade, which is great. And apparently Galindo's got the alignment for Training Ground. I believe that is a book we sold a long time ago, so it's not something that really helps us too substantially, but it's always nice to have an extra person. He's actually the only one with it now. That's right, I forgot it got forgotten. I think Canute was the one who had it. Okay, now here we are at the trader, and we don't have a whole lot that we need to actually do here. I would actually like to keep these medical salves around. I don't think we have produced many, so we're going to just go ahead and keep those. We will sell just a couple of flavorful ales here, and we'll sell a little bit of tools. We're actually doing really, really well on the tools. I'm thinking I'm thinking we could actually start to sell a little bit of light armor since we are starting to produce the heavy armor. I don't know why it's not producing them very fast. I'll need to check on that here in a second. We'll sell, what's the daily? Daily is 3, we'll sell 9. We'll sell 9, just to make sure. And we'll buy a little bit more rings as well. I would like to buy the paper, but that's not in the cards at the moment. We will buy this rye again, and we don't need to buy anything else, really. I would like to get shields and stuff, but we don't have the relation. What's the relation for this? 15. Okay, we need 1 more. That's not too bad. Otherwise, time of thought for terrors halved. No. What's this one? Hammer. Psychological training and moral righteousness and duty. Granting a mood bonus of +12 to warriors during battles with forest bandits. That seems absolutely useless to me. Yeah. I mean, that might be good, like, very, very early on, but... Now, the only other thing, maybe, would be the wood economical. Reduces consumption of wood when constructing and upgrading, just because it will allow us to finish all of our palisades, which could be quite nice. Yeah, I think that's probably the only one. We'll buy it. We'll buy it. We have enough money, so why not? And we'll just sell all these guys. The fresh start is taking quite a while still, so I'm not too worried there. I don't think we can get rid of any books at the moment either. No. Okay, so we'll do that. And was there anything else last minute here? We didn't grab all that rye, apparently. Looks like everything else is good. We'll keep the swords, of course, so we can just sell them in our trade route. We'll sell 1 extra tool, I suppose. And now, Emma is actually trying to fulfill her desire. It was a desire for a reward, and I didn't think it was time to worry about it because it was only -2 to her mood. So we're just going to try. Harold right now, he's out trying to hunt. I don't know why Teller on his way over there. I think maybe he's old. Okay, he's 64. So Harold's going to finish this. Sometimes that causes the hunt to actually be considered a failure. Hopefully it does not get considered a failure. Nope, okay. Seems good. Yep, they're happy about it. And we learned the shield knowledge. That is actually perfect. Doesn't know that language. Okay. Well, you can just be free. Do whatever. And another thing I wanted to do was the armor forge. Upgrade that again, since it got finished. And was there any other... I don't think we need to worry about any of this other stuff, really. We'll upgrade the smelting furnace just so we can get that steel a little bit faster. Otherwise, I think everything else is good. Okay, so now taking a look here. Now, I don't know why the heavy armor isn't being produced faster. That's one thing I wanted to check. And here, they produced 4 yesterday. Okay, so maybe that is... I think that is probably about normal. Wasn't there a way you could check? Produced in the armor forge. Okay, so I looked around. I don't exactly remember where it is, but I know there's a way that you can check what the max extent you can expect for an item to get produced in a single day. Doesn't seem to be showing me, but it's 4, and then the bonus was 2, so I'm assuming that that's what it is. Hopefully we can produce just a little bit more of these. Until then, I'm kind of worried about actually starting the shields, but we do need shields. Having shields is quite nice because it prevents your chance of dying by an extra 35%, so that's pretty nice to have. And it can be used as a weapon if your primary one gets broken, so that they don't switch from, say, like a mace to, like, a dagger. That would definitely not be good. So we'll go ahead and we'll do maybe, say, 15. That seems okay. At least get some of them. And we may just want to actually start a, maybe a second armor forge? No, I guess that won't really do anything. I hope they make it to where you can actually decide. I think it was mentioned in the roadmap that it's one of the plans where you can actually decide what each building is kind of like doing, what their goals and stuff are. So I would like to produce, you know, heavy armor in one and shields in another. It would definitely be quite nice. Anyways, we seem to have recovered all of that wealth that the inhabitants and warriors had before, so we'll put their wages back up to normal and make sure everything else looks normal. I think it all is, yes. Okay, so we'll just leave that there then. Now that Harold is completely done with that hunt, we're going to go ahead and try and reward Emma here. Hopefully Emma is not trying to rob Harold right now. Doesn't seem like she is. Going to contemplate. Can we do this? Goes to talk to Emma. Okay, good. Alright, take care of that. Did she get rewarded? Oh, no. I don't think it made any difference. Going to pray at home. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. He was trying to talk to her. Go to talk to Emma. Okay, I thought it was done. Carrying a body. Probably from that wolf. Did that finally work? No. Why won't they? They will not listen to me. Reward, please. There we go. Okay, so we finally rewarded her, but it did not change anything. Oh no. So she is probably going to try to rob Harold. That's not good. Okay, it has finally happened. Harold has gained his level 15 in management, so we can finally put him on the Chancellery. And we're just going to move everything immediately over to the Chancellery. Luckily, we can do this with the right click. Okay, so now everything is moved over to the Chancellery, except for I kept 4 of these because there's only like 3 more slots, I think, on the Chancellery. Let's see. I think it's 3. Yeah, two extra, so I want to be able to make sure that we can switch over to any new production buildings that we have. And obviously these are not being used at the moment anyway, so I didn't feel a need to actually put them on the Chancellery. Okay, and another day, and we have some new mercenaries and some quite cheap ones as well, so we're going to hire both of those two. And it doesn't look like anybody else here is hireable really for us, but we are at 4,100, so I'm going to go ahead and hire yet another one of these guys, and he will be quite useful as a commander as well if we ever need one. Now, Galindos is 8 in command, so these are still not as good, but this guy gets here in 6 hours, which will be quite nice. Okay, so look at this. It looks like one of these people over here is actually attacking New York right now, and that is a huge army of 50 people. I don't think York has a chance here. They are going to get completely robbed, which is a little unfortunate. It would have been cool to actually take that ourselves. They probably would have refused our order to become neutral or whatever, and then we would have been able to attack them and take that. But you know what? If they're going to send a whole 50 soldiers at them, I think they've earned it. Now, it looks like Lincoln is actually improving their army. So we may have to wait just a little bit longer to actually do this attack, but I think in the next episode we can do it. We just need all of these mercenaries to get here, and I think it'll be good. We're going to hire this guy, and I think that's the only one. Yes, he is. Okay. And just take another look there. Nothing updated. Okay. So we have 27 once everybody gets here, so that's looking pretty good. Now that we have that tax book, which I, again, have to say, if you see it, get it, and even if you're not at Tanea, then find somebody to learn it, or even just hire somebody just for them to learn it. You know, it's so helpful, because usually at this point in the game, you're increasing your army to the point that you just can't even use the trader, so it's quite nice being able to still use the trader and have a substantial army. Okay, so this might be bad because it looks like Emma and Harold ended up getting in a fight, probably because she's trying to steal those freaking rings, even though she has 25 of them. She is probably going to... Wait, what happened? Who won? Oh, she's running away, so she lost, escaped the danger. Yeah. That's what you get trying to rob your son. Wow, that was kind of... she's really screaming. You started it, Emma. Why are you the one who's screaming? He's completely done. He's like, whatever. Mom's just acting up again. Okay, so we finally got the fresh start finished. I think we can go ahead and put Lana on the wood economical, which is great. So once she learns that, we can start building all of our palisades. We're just going to wait on those. We don't really have spare wood anyways due to the amount of coal that we're trying to produce. We have 200. I'm just going to drop this down probably to 200. I feel like 200 is probably enough. And then we can start to stock up the wood a little bit for those palisades. And otherwise, I think we're also pretty good on steel. I think 100 steel is probably enough to have stocked up. But what we need to do, I need to get a little bit more paper the next time the trader's here. Hopefully it drops down in price again. Or I guess we could start this trade route for it. I don't know how much it'll cost from here. We'll have to spend paper to buy paper, of course. That's pretty funny. That would be pretty good, though, to get some extra paper so that we could actually start this hop trade route. Be quite nice. Oh, wow. The kingdom. It completely fell apart. I didn't even notice. So York not only got destroyed, but they actually vassalized them. Huh. Okay, so I kind of figured they were plundering, or maybe forcing neutrality, but they actually straight up conquered them. How interesting. And this place is still dead from the Unholy Horde, but these places were attacked by the Unholy Horde in the earlier part of the game, and now they're totally fine, so I don't know why this one is just dead forever. I don't know what's going on with the Unholy Horde. Um, Hopefully we can... I think we're still going to take Lincoln, because then we get access to all of these to see what's actually going on over there. I would really like to know what the deal with them it actually is. But I think that's probably where we're going to call it for this episode. Don't have anybody else to hire. We have 24 soldiers. Right now it's showing we have an 8 average, so we can actually definitely start this attack in the beginning of the next episode, I think. And that should be no issue for us whatsoever. We have the Chancellor, so we're going to have a lot better efficiency now. Harold just needs to actually go and hang out at the Chancellery. I think it's an all-day thing, so they have to actually stay there. But otherwise, yeah, we're doing pretty good. I think we're getting close to that point. I mean, we have so much gold, and we're not really having too many issues keeping it anymore. I'll probably start to buy hops, and maybe even just straight up buy beer and stuff like that, since we have so much money. But either way, that's going to be it for this episode, so as always, I thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.